Ever thought owning a waterfront property was out of reach? Think again. Today we're at 4115 Cascade Street in Terrell, checking out Lake Norman's most affordable waterfront listing. The cheapest house in Lake Norman. Listed at just $399,800. This 3-bedroom, 2-bath home offers 1,368 square feet of cozy living space. But the real showstopper, your very own private dock. Perfect for morning coffees or sunset cruises. Lake Norman is renowned for its vibrant boating and fishing community, and this property places you right in the heart of it. Plus, with the new Publix shopping center and local restaurants just a stone's throw away, convenience is at your doorstep. Whether you're seeking a weekend getaway or a serene full-time residence, this gem proves that lakefront living doesn't have to break the bank. Let's check out what makes this spot so special. We're walking up to the cheapest house on Lake Norman. So the key to owning a lake house is you gotta have water in it. Boats and homes was not boats today, as you can see. So this house is just listed at just under $400,000, which, you know, could be a screaming deal for an investor or somebody that wants to maybe rent the property out, somebody wants to buy it, flip it, whatever. There are some challenges, but the price is what it is, right? So this is actually really cool. So this is a boat ramp. So you've got your own personal boat ramp, which is grandfathered in. So when you buy the property, you got jet skis or a boat, you want to drop it in the lake, no problem. Just got to be water in the lake. So yeah, we're on a floating dock. Dock needs a little bit of work, but in the summertime when the water's up high, you can kind of see where the high water mark is. So when the dock is floating and is operational, and I'm just taking a stab here, it's probably 3 feet of water, which is plenty of water to, float a pontoon boat or float a bass boat. You can see we've got a paddle boat here. You can throw paddle boards in. But having a deeper V-bottom boat is going to be definitely, I would say, a little bit more of a challenge. But your pontoons, your bass boats, those kinds of things, it would fit here. It would float here. If you were buying this property, I would definitely want to consult with a dock builder and just kind of seeing what your options are as far as permitting goes for putting a dock in. The thing about lake property is they're not making any more of it. Old school Lake Norman. Here we go. Reminds me of when I grew up in Wisconsin, the little lake cabins and bungalows, everything you need, but not anymore or not any less. When you look at something like this, you got to go into it knowing that you're going to renovate it. Obviously, potentially, somebody would bulldoze it and start over. It's a lake house on Lake Norman. Nice, got a little office. The other thing is this house right now is being rented, so buy it and rent it. Maybe it even comes with a tenant. That's not a bad deal either. I really like these columns. These columns are where it's at. Got a workout room. Like that.
Get yourself.
Get yourself. When you remodel and you can't figure out your paint colors, you just come in here and bang on the bag. Short and sweet. I mean, it's a cool little, it's actually surprisingly clean. I actually really like this. Got the washer and dryer. There you go, wet swimsuits. This house is just sitting here in this chair, this is I don't know, it's relaxing. And it's 70 degrees out in February. You got sun shining. When it's July, you've got a lot of coverage with the trees, so you got a little bit of shade. But this house isn't, a $8 million luxury house, but you're not paying for an $8 million luxury house. This is literally the cheapest listed property right now on Lake Norman. And it already has a tenant that lives here. If you're looking at investing and flipping the property, obviously like any investment, you're going to have to look into, to see what your returns and are for the property. But hey, it's a lake house and it's actually in a pretty good area on the lake. Water's down a little bit. There's a challenge there, but in July and the heat of the season, that has plenty of water for a pontoon boat, a bass boat. You can paddleboard. You could set this up as a little Airbnb. It's 5 minutes from a grocery store. The development is happening all the way around. Shoot, that house over there, you can see the plywood on the roof. They're putting new shingles on it, the Tyvek around the outside. That's a brand new house going up. We've got new townhomes or apartments over here that have gone up. I mean, the city is surrounding this area. So in terms of location and desirability, the city is coming, it's overtaking this area. So yeah, it's actually in a lot better shape than I actually thought it was going to be in. So, I mean, I think this is pretty sweet. And honestly, like, I was just trying to figure out what the cheapest house on Lake Norman was, and here we are. And you got your thermometer. I was wrong. It's 78 degrees. Tom Bramhall, like, you know, we're not always selling and touring multi-million-dollar houses. You know, oftentimes we're sitting right here on the deck of the cheapest home on Lake Norman. Yeah, so if you want to have a little bit more of an in-depth conversation about this property specifically or something else you might be interested on the lake, shoot me a message. Let's touch base and get you a lake house.